Patty Heaven, located 1464A Rockaway Parkway, Brooklyn, New York, for baked chicken, curry chicken, jerk chicken, and barbecue chicken patties, beef, oxtail, curry goat, mac and cheese patties, salmon, curry shrimp, saltfish, herring, and ackee patties. They also have a large vegetarian selection from lentil peas, yellow split peas, jerk plantain, kale, spicy pumpkin, and more. Check out their soups, chicken, beef, and vegetables, cornmeal and plantain porridges. Call them at 347-312-3744. They're also available on Uber Eats, DoorDash, and make sure you get the Snap Delivery app on your iPhone or Android. That's Patty Heaven, 1464A Rockaway Parkway, Brooklyn, New York. It's where the patties taste just like the name.
Let's get some quiet, please. First off, this is our first committee meeting. I'm so happy to see you guys that came out. And I'm going to say, don't expect me to be perfect. We're learning. Every day is a learning process. We're learning as a team, we're learning anytime in our community, but we love, thank you for all the politicians that came out, thank you for all the organizations that came out, thank you for the black-owned business that came out, thank you for the officers, we appreciate it. This is what unity looks like. Thank you for the Judge Haskins. Thank you for the judge that came out. Charles Barron, stand up, thank you for coming out. We got Banks, thank you for coming out. We got Hakeem Jeffrey, representative. This is what unity looks like. I appreciate, I don't even know where to start, but let's start with a prayer, all right? Let's keep it quiet for a second. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for bringing everybody out safely. Make sure everybody come home safe. Let's make this a united place. Just thank you for this moment. Thank you for our life. Thank you for breathing in our health. In Jesus' name, amen. Well, we go start. We get that chicken? All right, I'll take me with chicken. Good chicken? We gonna clap it up for family day coming back. Old timers day coming back. All these folks as usual. Fourth and fifth. The first weekend, so as the president, my main goal is to bring unity, togetherness, and everybody understand that you have a new committee that believes in you and work for you. We was elected, but we work for you. Understand that every move we make, you will have input on the decisions we make. Recently, we started a diabetes program that starts every Wednesday. They also give out gift cards, but it's not about the gift cards, it's about the health information that you can get. We have, in the beginning, we had a CPR program that we started. What me and my team are doing is trying to bring programs that will impact your life for years to come. I understand we're going to get the food giveaway going, we're going to get the pension going, but this time, we need everybody involved. We can't do it by ourselves. We're going to have an HR worker working at our office, coming up, helping everybody with their paperwork, applications, anything we need help with. We get a voters registration to come to our community, because in all reality, we got to face this the truth. We have the largest community, one of the lowest vote turnouts. So when you come to these politicians and ask to arrest, they look at these numbers. And that's the true force of the thing. So that's why the voters registration is going to be presented to our community. Mental health is something. We got PSA with the presentation about mental health. Mental health is a big thing that everybody faces in Nigeria. Murder, we get so numb to what we see every day. Murder, crime, homelessness, homicide, robberies, drugs being sold, looking over our shoulder. That's traumatizing. And we get so numb to it, the environment we live in, we don't understand every day we face traumatized. So that's another thing that I have to talk to a lot of politicians about, is to bring a therapist or psychologist, not to our community, to every community, because everybody's facing the same thing. I'm also long-term, short-term goals. We don't really have any long-term goals because the community hasn't had an impact on them. Our short-term goals is to have everybody come together as one. Make sure we listen to y'all, understand y'all. I think if anybody already reached out to me, I probably did a good job trying to get you where you need to go, or what you need to do. I'm open to advice. I'm easy to talk to. My community is this community has a great heart. Everybody's willing to help everybody. If you're interacting with anybody in this community, you already know. So that's no question what we about to do. We also have Mr. Wu. Clap it up for Mr. Wu, the manager. I have a meeting once every 2 weeks, once a month with Mr. Wu, the contractors, and the super also. Mr. Wu has been very helpful. He picks up every time I call. We have a great communication. Also, Mr. McFadden, the super, clap it up for the super. We had a big mold issue in our development, and since he's been working, that is almost down to 0. All right, let's clap it up for that. We also know we have a big rat issue. He can let you know. I bring it up every day at every community meeting. We are starting to attack that, but it takes time. Everything takes time. Our committee is new. We're going to mess up. We're not perfect. We're humans. We all go through the same, I want to say, sad times. We all go through emotional issues. We all human. We all going to mess up. I am going to make mistakes. My community is going to make mistakes. But believe us, we have their best interests at heart. We always want to speak for the people. We always want to have that input going forward. So, with that being said, I think it's the same thing.
Thank you. Yeah, so basically, I'm the new superintendent here. My name is Henry McFadden. Me and Mr. Wu, we work hard together. Mr. Dupree mentioned something about the rats. We are addressing the rats. We have exterminators. We have the exterminators from that's doing the roofs. See the contractors doing the roof in your area? Alright, so they have a exterminator crew that's treating behind the fences, and then we have exterminators coming out treating the other areas. So we working hard, you know, we new, so you know, just be patient with us. Like we said, we working with Mr. Dupree here, side by side. We talk to him every day. So you know, we gonna do what we gotta do. Alright? Thank you.
Alright, so in a second, I'm going to start taking questions. You can actually say who you want to direct the question to, and we want to take a question. Okay, I'm sorry. Let me let the panel introduce themselves. I apologize.
Good evening. Some of y'all know me, some of you don't. My name is Ms. Smalls. I'm the membership secretary. And I would like and I would love for everybody to become a member. It's only $1 for a year, and it's a lot to be given. And I'm not going to say it now because it might be bought later. So, like I said, $1 will go buy you a lot.
My name is Stacey Thomas. I'm a newly elected vice president. I look forward to
My name is Jasmine, corresponding secretary, state
Hello everyone, peace. I told everybody, you know, just be yourself, And I'm up here a little nervous. Some know me. I think it'd be like 45, 55 in that range. You know me, where I was at in this community. And I grew up, I moved out here when I was 10 years old. That was a very long time ago, 78, 79, something like that. And there was one thing that I remember and some people from my court were here from 108. So I just remember Ms. Tillman, Ms. Wright, Ms. Richardson, they always had their eyes and ears open. We were always, you know, we had little picnics, and we had our little ices, and there was always kids outside. And I always, Mr. Tom, you know, he played snowball fights with us and everything, and it was a family. It was a togetherness at one time. At one time, I say that on Saturday, it doesn't look like that, but I learned that family is important. And in this community, I learned that. I didn't have to watch my bag growing up. I was out there, I didn't have to watch my bag. I put my trust in them. And they put their trust in me, and we did what we had to do. And at 25, I had an eye awakening. And in my eye awakening, I saw that unity is important. And that's what got me through in my life. And as treasurer, what I want to do is I want to see what's out there, because the funding is there, there's opportunity out there, and if we can bring that here in Brookline, to our youth, to our elderly, it can happen. But we have to stick together. We have to be on the same page, same agenda, and we can do it. We can do it. It's been done. Togetherness, family is important. Team unity.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Roxanne Prim. I would like to thank everyone that came out and supported us today. My duty is the Sergeant of Arms. As your Sergeant of Arms, my duty is to maintain audience and also minimize hostility before it escalates in an orderly manner, giving everyone the choice of freedom to express themselves and do it within a structural manner. Thank you, everyone, for coming.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Paul Haynes. I'm the recording secretary. I'm the George recording secretary. But I'm your recording secretary, so that just means come talk to me after the meetings, before the meetings. I can make sure that everything you need, I'm sorry, I must not be here. I can make sure that everything you need gets addressed. I'm happy to be here, and I hope we can help each other work together to succeed, and thank you very much. Let's please respect everybody when they talk. Try not to talk over people. We're going to open the floor for open discussion. We also this is also a meeting, but it's also a celebration of the new community, team unity. We're going to have a sign-up sheet showing we're taking volunteers for team unity. That's just, if you want to volunteer to make the community better, we're taking you in. Okay, so right now we're going to start taking questions on open mic. Let me know when you want to raise your hand. We'll get to you and we'll address your question. No, we're going to have all the people from the organization going to get a chance to talk. She's going to get a chance. Do you have any questions for the panel? Thank you. In the back.
My question is very simple. Is small mentioned membership? Membership for what? $1 and what? What's the membership for?
Who's it?
Me, I'm sorry. Concepcion. You said you mentioned membership. What membership for what? You didn't explain what the membership is for. I'll give you $1, but I'd like to know what it's for.
Okay. Membership is like, what we're trying to do is something that we did years ago. Okay? The membership, once you become a member, you'll be able to come in the office, make copies, send facts, locally.
But member of what? What am I becoming a member
Of the board, of the community.
Right now, the membership is called Team Unity. Okay? Team Unity. But you have access to the office, you have access to the facts, you basically participate and move in our community in the right way. The dollar is really nothing, something saving. This is for if you need to invest in something or just grab something, it'll help. But the dollar's nothing. It's just to say I commit to this every year. So that's why we're not asking for it. We just ask for $1. We're not really wanting to commit to them. Now we'll put that to the side for pocket change if we ever need it. So that what that is. But it's about team unity. Thank you. I hope I answered the question.
Did he answer you?
We're going to go around and get these questions because this is not also a meeting, it's a celebration. We got some black-owned businesses in here. We got some food in the back. We got organizations that want to come up and talk also. And we got some politicians that want to talk. So we want to speed it up. So please, if you have any questions, put your hand up and get them answered. Thank you. David. Listen. Yes.
I'd like to know what's going on with this grad act and trust preservation.
Stand up, please.
I'd like to know what's going on with the grad act and trust preservation concerning our development.
Well, at the moment, we are not in either. At the moment, we are not in either. I'm almost sure nice to notify us when we do. But we also have an organization here that will explain more about how we're attacking that situation. When they get a chance, seeker organizations here, and they will explain it. And we also have a lady from Section 8 that is here also to explain that. Save Section 9. I'm sorry. Any more questions? Bring them up. Can the representative from Seeker and Save Section 9 please come up? Thank you.
Several times. It's great to see this first meeting. Thank you, Nigel, for inviting us to come. Great to be here with Ramon from Save Section 9. So there's a lot to say about the issue of RAD, PAC, and the trust. So I work with CICA, Committee for Independent Community Action, that was founded about 10 years ago by Dr. Lenore Fulani, the developmental psychologist, an activist woman, first woman African-American to be on the ballot, president in all 50 states. Good to see you. And the committee comes out of the movement, the desire, the focus of Dr. Fulani on community grassroots activism, organizing, building, and people were coming to her who lived in public housing because of the issue of the threats. Evictions going up, people's rents going up, things changing, and people not understanding what was happening. So, the Committee for Independent Community Action was founded in opposition to privatization, RAD, PAC, and the trust, which changed from Section 9 to Section 8. Section 9 is public housing. It's paid for by federal funding. You cannot use it to make profits. Section 8 is different. When you change from Section 9 to Section 8, it's a big change. You have to sign a new lease. It's a whole different organization. You lose your protections in terms of, supposedly you still pay 30% of your income in rent, but the investors who are now running and managing the developments under RAD, PAC, and New York City, the RAD, which is a federal program, it's PAC. Permanent Affordability Commitment Together, which means nothing. Those words are euphemisms. That's not what it's about. In fact, it does away with public housing, with the rights that you have under public housing. So that's a bad change. You don't want to make that. You want to stay Section 9, and Ramona can talk more about that. The thing that I want to emphasize is we have to organize. We have to talk to each other. We have to fight against these moves by NYCHA, and unfortunately in New York City, our mayor has supported the change, the trust, which changes public housing from Section 9 to Section 8. I have a flyer all about the differences between the two, and I'll put some here, and I'm happy to give them out to everybody. Discrimination and segregation in housing is something this country has been doing from the very beginning. The Federal Housing Administration discriminated. It prevented African Americans and Latinos, people of color, black and brown, from subsidizing mortgages. It built suburbs, and in those suburbs, you were not allowed to buy homes if you were a person of color. If you were black, you could not get a mortgage. It was the law, and there was many ways that why public housing ended up being primarily people of color. It had to do with discrimination. We were not allowed to live in public housing until they started giving subsidies to white people to live in the suburbs. It was cheaper for them to go to the suburbs than to live in public housing. So they were subsidized, they moved to the suburbs. And then they allowed people of color to move into public housing. And that's when the government abandoned public housing. That's when they took away the subsidies. And that's what they're doing. They're going to try to make profits over our homes, our lives. We have lived in public housing for generations. Morally, public housing belongs to the residents, to the people who paid their rent generation after generation. By principle, this is your homes, and we should fight like anything to keep it public.
I'm sorry, I skipped somebody. Councilwoman Rose is in the building. We also have a representative from Box Hill. I apologize.
Hi everyone. So I'm just going to fill one mic. So I'm going to fill in a couple of the blank spaces that are usually left when folks talk to us and ask questions about what's happening with RAD, PAC, the trust. The key things for you to know is that anytime you are removed from the Section 9 designation, you are being privatized. With the trust, what's going to happen is that NYCHA is going to take our homes and our land and use that as collateral to take on debt from Wall Street. Those pieces of property will then be used to ensure that NYCHA pays back their balances. Does NYCHA have a good track record of paying their bills on time? No. Is NYCHA good at managing money? No. Are they good at managing people? No. So that's what the trust is. They're going to continue to be NYCHA. They're going to continue to operate under the 2020 organizational plan, which you can find on their website. They're going to start letting go of employees that are unionized. This is why every union is opposing the trust, except for the groundskeepers, which is really scary because they're the first ones to be asked whether or not they want to go work for the new trust body or if they want to keep their history, their record, and their earning grades. Now, PAC and RAD is a little more simple because they introduced a private management company. Now, this private management company and these plans have been happening for long enough for us to see the impact. So if you didn't receive a flyer from us that has the two sides, you guys can visit us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. We have videos, we have flyers, and we have studies, and the most important one for anyone facing PAC or RAD is the one done by Human Rights Watch, which NYCHA has tried to kill. So Human Rights Watch usually goes into countries that are being bombed, into places where there's genocide happening. And they came to New York, and then they went across the country, and they found that any time that you privatize public housing, your rents will go up 40 to 40%. So if you are a senior, right, like 40% of our community, you can't afford to go above 30%. If you're unemployable or disabled like myself, you can't afford to go a penny up above 30. So that's one of the first things that happens. If you look at the studies done by Neighbors Helping Neighbors and Human Rights Watch, you'll see that at developments like Oceanside or Ocean Bay, I forget, I'm from the South Bronx, I'm sorry. I don't leave the 6th Street, so I'm like real lost today. So they started seeing evictions increase by 30%. This is documented by the New York City Marshals. So we see an increase in rent. You will lose your Section 9 rights, including our preference for employment, education, training, and resources, which you alluded to. Everything that he got as a child and I got coming up, and that got me all the way to Harvard, got to me because I lived in public housing. I wouldn't be who I am today without public housing. Your children and your grandchildren will not fulfill their promise in a city that continues to separate us by color and by income without public housing.
Thank you, I appreciate that. We got a couple of people that have to leave. Let me bring out, I want to address something that happened recently. We had a meeting with CECA. My committee was working beside the Badlands office, and we got a chance to work with other presidents to give a voice to the people, and we got a chance to sit down with the CEO of NYCHA, and the other people dealing with RAD got a chance to sit down with the CEO of NYCHA. So at that time, when we was at the privatization meeting, I ran out early. And some people was like, why is he running out early? I let CECA know, I let the people in the front know, but I didn't let the tenants know. And I apologize for that. And it was a disagreement with me and another resident, residents of my community, and I apologize for that. I could have handled that better, and I was unpresidential, and that won't happen again. Like I said, it's a learning process. I'm going to make mistakes, but I'll apologize for my actions. So, back to that. The meeting with the privatization ended up going around the neighborhood with one of the head of NYCHAs, the engineer, Mr. Fadden, the Barons, and getting all the lights in the community fixed. Alright? It's just one step. And if you see it down zone, please let me know. We're gonna light it up. Alright? So that being said, some people have to leave, so I'm gonna let them speak real quick. Mr. Barron.
Thank you very much. To all the mothers, happy Mother's Day. To all the mothers, we would be nowhere without our mothers. And you know, I tell everybody, and I sing my little song every Mother's Day. I'll always love my mama. She's my favorite. You only get one, you only get one, yeah. Give my mothers a hand clap. I want to also introduce you to Mr. Karan Allen. He's been doing an excellent job organizing all the tenant presidents because they are powerful when we come together. And we've been able to get the CEO to come down here in our different developments. Let me just tell you this. We've been supporting Brook Ellen for a long time, all the way back to Brother Barnes and now. But about this RAD and PAC, and don't trust the trust. The bottom line, it came in with Barack Obama and Joe Biden. They start cutting the federal money to NYCHA and said they should privatize. Then you got your black mayor, who also is for privatization, RAD and PAC. Sold us out, in my humble opinion. We've been dealing with Linden houses, now under RAD and PAC. We told them no, we're against privatization. We've been dealing with Boulevard houses, now they're trying to come to Cyprus, and they're going to try to come here. This is what they're going to tell you. You have no choice. They're going to say to you, you got to sign this lease or else. They scare tenants. Now, be it far from me to tell you to hold out, and then they do something to you, and then you blame us. But we support the decisions of the tenants. We are against RAD, against PAC. We are for tenant management of their residents. You should do it. If they can give money to other organizations, then why not let the tenants manage where they live? You would do a better job. You would do a better job, so we should hold out for that. When you move from Section 9, as my sister said, who've been in the struggle a long time, you're gonna lose the protection of the federal government. And it might look cute the first year, all of that superficial stuff they're fixing up, and they're gonna make the little kitchen look a little better, and the little bathroom look a little better. A few years from now, your rent's gonna go up 40%. A few years from now, some of you may not even be living here, because they'll have a way of kicking you out. So we say, hold tight. We tried this in other places, but they scared them in, and now some of them are regretting the decision. So when it comes here, make sure you hold tight, hold strong. Secondly, we have a $106.7 billion city budget with a black mayor, a black speaker in the city council, a black head of the state assembly, a black head of the state senate, a black attorney general, a black police commissioner, a black head of the education chancellor, a black public advocate, and more black poverty than we've ever had before. Something's wrong with that. Something's wrong with that. Don't be fooled by black faces in high places. And don't let this mayor tell you we have an economic crisis. Let me tell you all the real deal. So if he ever comes here, you say, that's not true. We know the truth. Truth of the matter is, they have a surplus of $4.4 billion, more money than they anticipated. So now they'll tell you the asylum seekers are coming. And that's costing us everything. Let me tell you the real deal. The asylum seekers are not costing them $4.3 billion. That's a lie. They're only costing them about $1.2 billion for the asylum seekers. He can take that out of the $4.4 billion that they didn't anticipate having. And they have another $8.3 billion in a reserve fund. There is no economic crisis. They are lying to you. And when I confronted him, said, Mayor, let's deal. He wouldn't even meet with the city council. He made us have a Zoom meeting. And when I got up in the Zoom, he muted me because he knew he can't, what did Jack Nicholson say? You can't handle the truth. So he couldn't handle it. We are not in the crises that the mayor is saying. So we're going to continue to support you. We need a new community center here. We're going to work with you on that. We have secured $450,000, but that's renovation. We want a new one, just like we have done in other places, in other communities in our district. We need a new community center here, and there's money. This is what you tell the mayor if he ever comes by. The other thing I asked him for a center for y'all. They have, y'all ain't gonna believe this, listen to this, $164 billion in a capital budget to build centers. $164 billion. We built the new one, the PJ Center, the Prince Joshua Center. We built that. $20 million. Don't tell me you don't have $20 million for Brookline to have a brand new center out of your $100+ billion. Don't let these politicians come here and skin and grin with you and take pictures with you and give you some roses for Mother's Day or send you cards to say happy birthday and then don't deliver the goods to our community. We're going to be with you. We've been working with your new president. Give him a big hand clap. He is a great, dynamic young man. And we need experienced leadership who knows what's going on, who knows the system, who knows how to bring the goods home as we have done. And another thing, we got to be black, bold, and bad. Don't compromise your principles. Don't suck up to people in power. Don't sit there for your personal interest and not the interest of our people. So I'm going to always speak out for you. We're going to win as a people because we're on the right side of God. And thank God that God is still on the throne. God bless you. We got 2 more meetings to go to. We're going to work with your president. We're going to turn this stuff around. Thank you very much. All right?
Pleasant good evening, everyone. My name is Ron Allen. I'm the Deputy Chief of Staff of Councilmember Barron. I'm going to be brief. I know y'all have a lot to get to in the Councilmember. Definitely said a mouthful. So Nigel started to get into the organizing that we've been doing with all of the NYCHA developments within the confines of the 42nd Council District. We brought all 10 developments together. All of the boards, everybody on it, the new board has also been a part of that process. And this organizing, and first, it was around, the conversion process and understanding what's going on in each development so that folks can have a general understanding. But this block has turned into an organizing force to advocate for holding NYCHA accountable regardless of conversion status of any development. So with that being said, one of the things that was raised when we had a meeting with the CEO of NYCHA, Lisa Bovahaya, we had her come out to East New York. All 10 TAs were there. This board was here and present. One of the things that they raised was that Brook Ellen is too dark. It's been dark for far too long. Brook Ellen wasn't the only one with that concern. Big Houses, and Cypress both had those concerns. Since that meeting, we've had a walkthrough. Mr. McFadden was also there, actually brought a one-pager that explains everything that happened, from that to also your sister housing development, Linden Houses, and how the terraces got saved because of the collective organizing that's been happening. So if you see Brook Ellen looking a little brighter, it is due to the collective organizing and the advocacy of your board. So give them a hand clap, please. So I printed these out. There's a bunch of them on the table. Please read up on it, and reach out to us for any more truth. The other thing that's back there is our newsletter to give you a full overview of what the council office has been up to. All right? Thank you very much. I have cards on me so that if there are issues and concerns that come up and you're unable to reach the board for some odd reason, you can reach out to our office. Thank you very much.
All right, clap it up. Listen, before we go any further, I did skip a very important person in our community that's had put the sweat and tears in our community. I'm honored to call her, and we're working together. Mrs. Vanell King, please come up here.
First off, I want to say congratulations to the new Brookline Resident Community Council Board. It's a little bittersweet because this is something I did for so many years, but I know that change is very important for growth. And just like the tenant association is going to change and grow, I will change and grow as well through other endeavors that will always come back to help the residents of Brook Ellen. So just because I'm not on board, don't mean you're not going to see me. I've had several conversations with Nigel about some of the things that's going on in the community, and we've had conversations about different changes and input he's asked me for to show support, because I'm not the bitter president that everybody thinks that I'm going to be. I'm happy for this man, and I'm happy that the community is coming together. I'm proud to look at this crowd and see so many people have showed up. But make sure y'all stay consistent. Don't just come for the first meeting because you got some chips and some snow cones and some music and y'all knew this was the first meeting. You gotta stay consistent, because for him to hold them accountable, y'all gotta hold him accountable. And every other member on this board, everybody got a job, everybody got elected. So if they the sergeant at arms and they not shutting the meeting down because somebody's screaming, excuse me, Miss Freedom, you ain't tell them to stop. That's what you gotta do. You gotta hold everybody accountable. But she gonna do her thing. And most of the people that's on this board, I know them. I knew Miss Roxanne since I was a little girl. I knew her since I was a little girl. Mary School was on the board. Some of the faces I know that are new, but I know they're gonna do a great thing. I'm gonna call Nigel also back up to the mic, because we're gonna talk about an initiative that he's putting into Brookline, and he invited me to join him because he knows health and wellness is definitely one of my passions. So I know that he's doing something with CATOG. It's about a diabetes management program, and this is very important because chronic illnesses is something that really affect our community, and we don't realize it until it's too late. Then we dealing with the sugar, we wondering why we're losing toes, why we feeling dizzy, because we're not eating proper foods. So the key to this is prevention. We want to make sure that we prevent the disease and educate the people so that they know how to eat. Don't think people being hippies because they're being vegans now. They're being smart. They know that if they put good food in their bodies, they're going to produce good energy. And good energy produces great things in the future. So CATOG is going to be here along with Nigel doing the diabetes management. And I work for Doral Health and Wellness, and we're going to be bringing some resources here to support the diabetes program with some remote patient monitoring devices that are free, that the residents can get to help maintain their diabetes health, their high blood pressure health, or any other services. There are tons of resources out here, and Nigel's going to do a good job out here helping you guys to get them. But remember the number one thing, hold the people accountable, because you can't complain if you're not holding them accountable.
Thank you. And basically, what Andrew is saying, we tackling the mental health and body health issue together. And get on board with us, please. We're going in the right direction. We need all y'all to be together. Thank you, ladies. We appreciate it. Give Andrew some love, please. We have a wonderful young lady here that is running for judge. Judge Haskell is somebody I met along my journey, and I invited her here, and she's going to be working closely with our community. So let me introduce her. Thank you, y'all.
Good evening, family. Good evening, President Dupree. Good evening, board. It's my pleasure to be here with you all this evening. My name is Turquoise Haskett, and I'm your candidate for Civil Court Judge, Kings County, Countywide. I would like to begin by wishing all the mothers a wonderful Mother's Day. You do so much for our communities, and you are the backbone of our community, so we truly appreciate you. A little bit about me. I was born and raised in Flatlands, Brooklyn. I'm a fourth-generation Brooklynite, and I graduated from New York University and Emory University School of Law. And I've practiced law for over 15 plus years now. I began my journey in the court system working with my judge in 2009 in civil court, the court in which I seek to serve you all as your next jurors. And I currently work as a law clerk in Supreme Court. And over that period of time, I've worked on thousands of cases that affect the average hardworking Brooklynites like ourselves, ranging from personal injury to medical malpractice, breach of contract, foreclosure matters, landlord-tenant cases. We've done so much within the civil realm. I've sat down with parties and helped them resolve disputes during some of the most challenging chapters of their lives. I also have experience working in private practice, working at governmental agencies such as the HPD and the Attorney General's office. I would like to bring my wealth of experience to the bench to ensure fairness, justice, and equity for our community. It's so important that we have representatives on the bench that reflect the communities that they serve. And I love my community, and I want to serve my community at the utmost capacity as a judge. I look forward to your support. Primary day is June 27th. Your voice is your vote. Your vote is your power. So please come out and support June 27th. Early voting is from June 17th to 25th. Thank you, and my website is turquoiseforjudge.com. You can also find me on social media. Take care.
Thank you. Okay, next we're going to introduce Frida from Hakeem Jeffries' office. This lady, every time I come, I ask her for something. She gives me about 30 minutes of advice on her history of Brooklyn. When I speak to her, it's going to be about advice, and I appreciate you and always getting back to me. Thank you.
Hi, good evening. I must say, Nigel, this is a nice turnout, and I just want to let you know I've attended many meetings in the community, and one thing I can say from what the former speaker mentioned, the former president, it's just so critical to come out. Even if you just put it on your calendar. If you can't come every month, try to come quarterly. Try to come every 2 months. Maybe just pop your head in, sign in, and then talk to the members here. Again, in the work that I do on behalf of Congressman Jeffries, I'm his Director of Constituent Services, and what it really entails is working with people who have issues and problem solving. We can't solve every issue, but what I can tell you is if you're experiencing an individual problem, if it's housing, let Nigel know, and he'll flag it for us so that we can make sure we can help address it. We also work with our community partners as well in the community. And just one other thing I wanted to mention is, I know every year the congressman comes around Thanksgiving to help with the turkey giveaways. He'll continue to be visible, even with his new leadership position. And we continue, as Nigel mentioned, to be in conversation so we know what's going on the ground if we can't physically be here all the time. I also wanted to let you know that we brought some palm cards. They're not even palm cards, I call them refrigerator cards. Okay? So if you get something in the mail, you don't know what it is, if you think you're experiencing an issue and you just need a trusted voice or a trusted office to tell you what this is, fraud, whether this is where to go, whether you need a lead on something. It could be anything. It could be employment leads. It could be, having an issue with Medicare, having an issue with Social Security, having an issue with the mail, with the post office. It could be you have a broken mailbox in your building and you need coordination to try to get that resolved because, again, we're in the business of addressing and breaking red tape to make sure that government works for you, even though that we know that there are certain times where it does not, but we're working very hard to make sure that your individual issues get addressed. I also brought with me, I don't know how many folks may have circulated this, but we had a major job fair a month ago in Canarsie, and I want to thank Nigel for helping to circulate it. We have thousands of people from this neighborhood. Normally, we have, when people have job fairs, the job fairs are taking place downtown or not accessible. We literally had it in the community, working with the 69th Precinct Community Council, helping to get 60 vendors there. We're already getting feedback that people in our zip codes, these zip codes, 11236 and 1207, are getting jobs. So again, to let you know, we also have another community partner we work with, which is the Alliance for Coney Island and Brooklyn Workforce Flood. They're having a job fair on May 24th. I left some flyers. Don't hesitate to share with somebody because information is power. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to call the office. And also sign up for our mailing list so you know when the congressman's having town halls, community events, and even telephone town halls because he likes to stay connected with his community. Thank you so much.
Thank you, I appreciate it. Clap it up again, please. Clap it up again. Thank you. Next, we got a representative for Senator Roxanne's office, Mrs. Strong. Thank you. I'm sorry. This is rent assistance. This is also the person that's helping me with my rent when I was behind. There's some flyers over there, so make sure Universal Settlement is the flyers over here. Okay.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. On behalf of Senator Roxanne Prasad, I have the privilege to be the Chief of Staff of Senator Roxanne Prasad. Everywhere I go, this is one of the things that I say, is that Brooklyn is one of the strongest people that I know. As I look all throughout the room, I see people that have gone through, but they have came out. So give yourself a hand clap, but not only did you go through, but you came out. And each one of us have a purpose, and with purpose means that we must fulfill it in whatever that entails. And so as Nigel says, we're unifying, and this is team unity. Let's ensure that we perpetuate that vision of team unity. And unfortunately, they say that people of color cannot get together, but I believe that Brooke Ellen is going to change the odds and change that which what people say. So I'm going to give you just a few events that we have. I'm not going to be long. On Sunday, May 21st, we have a paper shredder and e-waste recycling event. We also have upcoming on May 26th, free notary services. So anything that needs to be notarized, you can follow Senator Prasad on social media. If you're not a part of our newsletter, please sign up. Also on June 23rd, we have notary services. Another event that I want to bring to your attention, that we have a food distribution on Thursday, next Thursday, May 18th at Penn. If you can hear me, clap once. If you can hear me, clap twice. All right, thank you. The food distribution will be Thursday, May 18th at the Penn Workman Community Center from 11 a.m. to supplies last. So we normally get about over 300 people, so you definitely want to be there right away, as well as the Office of Administrative Trials and Hearings will be at our office on Tuesday, June 20th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. So they help people submit online defenses and summonses, help reschedule upcoming hearings or request new hearings, so you really want to come out. So let me give you our office address is 1222 East 96th Street. And if you don't know our office number is 718-649-7653. I'll say it one more time, 718-649-7653. And our email address is prasad@nysenate.gov. And if you know anything about Senator Prasad, she believes in her constituents, she loves her constituents, and by any means necessary, she will go to the end to make sure her constituents are served. Again, don't forget, you deserve to be served. Back into your hands, Nigel.
Next, we're going to introduce Mr. Chris Banks. Come on.
Thank you, Big Nigel, and to the Tenant Association, the new Tenant Association, a round of applause. Change is good. I just want to say that. Repeat it again. Change is good. And what took place here with the new Tenant Association was change. And I want folks not to be afraid of change. Because you've been seeing stuff for the last 20, 30 years. Doesn't mean that it doesn't need to be changed. Things take their time. And I've been going around the district talking about what's been going on in NYCHA. And the reality, guys, is that we need folks to be involved in this process. You can't do it by standing on the sideline. So we gotta fight to protect NYCHA and to make sure that whatever happens, that it's in the best interest of the tenants. Whether it's Section 9, whether it's trust preservation, whether it's private RAD PAC. And let me just say this, RAD PAC is a disaster. We've seen RAD PAC pillage, Linden houses, Boulevard houses, Pemberton houses. Don't believe the hype. And I know folks are talking about the asylum folks. And let me say this, I want to do for the asylum folks, but at the same time, we have folks here in East New York. We have folks here in East New York that are being denied housing, that are being denied everything you could imagine. So yes, there should be a level of heart for the folks who are doing asylum. So when you hear these electeds talk about there's not enough money, or there isn't enough money, all the money for New York City should be supporting New York City residents, the folks that are here and have been waiting on the long lines. Come on, guys. We have housing being built back there by the Gateway Mall. And when you knock on doors over there, most of the folks are from outside the community. How the hell? I've been living in East New York all my life. And I can't stay in this community. I can't afford to stay in this community. I can't afford to be a part of this housing expansion that's taking place. So we have to fight, guys. We have to fight to protect our community. And we're not going to do it without embracing change. We're not going to do it without embracing change that understands. And let me say this, not just any change. My background, I've been a community organizer for the last 15, 17 years. I've been a tenant organizer. I've gone into developments that some folks won't go into to deal with repair issues that we know NYCHA sometimes purposely has allowed to happen, or just by simple incompetence of this NYCHA system that has destroyed and pillaged New York City Housing Authority. So the reality is that RAD PAC is no good. Trust preservation, I'm not sold on it. Self-management, I'm definitely not sold on it, because I don't believe I believe it's gonna set you up to fail if they put it in the hands of the tenant association and they don't build the apparatus to educate folks and build that apparatus so they can lead and do the things that are necessary. The money is there. Section 9, we need to keep Section 9, we need to support Section 9 and make sure we find the money. The money's in. The state has the money, the city has the money, the federal government has the money. We just need to hold our electeds accountable, because this is about accountability. You can't, listen guys, a lot of these issues have been going on for a long time, 20, 30 years now. And folks coming up here and have said over and over, we got this new idea, or we're gonna do this. You had 20, 30 years to get it done. And now it's time, guys, to embrace change. It's time to move forward. Put a new face, some new energy out there. We need a new look. So we can make our community bigger, brighter, and better, and stronger. But it's going to take you fighting, organizing, and staying involved. So God bless you guys. Congratulations. And to all the mothers, happy mothers, and to all the fathers, celebrate your mother. God bless you, God keep you.
We have somebody running for councilwoman. Councilwoman Rose. Clap it up, clap it up.
Good evening, everyone. I'm so happy to be here. Let's clap it up for Nigel, because I came in earlier and he's been wanting to happen a lot. So I want to say I'm an East New Yorker, born and raised, lived in houses, baby. I spent a lot of my childhood here in Brookline. I call myself the proud project baby with an MBA. And I love that, and I hold that to your heart. And everywhere I go, I say, I'm from NYCHA. And I say it proudly because this is a beautiful community. And everyone that came up here spoke the words for me. So you're going to hear me say it again. We have to work together. It's about unity in the community. One win, we all win. Sometimes we get too caught up on titles that we forget the title has to come with the work. The work has to come and the love has to be there. As a social worker by trade, grant writer, program director, before I'm all that, I'm a NYCHA resident. My mother still lives in Linden Houses, 245 Gorton. So we've seen the changes happen, the changes that we're trying to avoid to happen here in Brooklyn. It starts with the people. It's about people power. This is what we call people power. So elections are coming, and candidates, elected officials, we always say, vote, vote, vote. Let my service be your speech. We could talk about that all day, but yes, we have to hold our elected officials accountable, but we also have to be accountable, and you guys are accountable because you're here. And that says that you care about the community and the growth and the development of the community, which cannot happen without the voice of the people. I'm a mother. I'm also a grandmother. My grandson has autism. Children with autism, children with special needs, need a lot of love and tender care. One of the main things that I'm working on in the community is advocating for children with special needs. As a grant writer, I've not only written grants for Brooklyn, I wrote grants for Michigan. And I'm proud to say that they're working. But they cannot work without a follow-up. So we can all be in a position to help, but our follow-up game is what's most important. So with this new initiative, I'm going to help over 500 children in our district, which is 42. I also have a seat at the table, so I'm not only in the room, I'm sitting with the Black developers who are developing now the new homes and apartments that everyone who came up here talked about. That's how we create change. There's hope when there's change. And that's getting people that look like us, that live where we live, actually not only talking about what they want to do, but proposing the solutions for the disaster that was already done. So as a leader, we just can't come and say, I blame this person and that person. We have to say, I'm going to take the lead and clean it up. I know what it is to count pennies to eat, like I know what it is to go to a mall and buy what I want. Single mother, raised my son to be a standing young man. And I believe every mother in here has that same intent, to make sure that their children strive, that we strive as a community. But before we can fix some of the issues that we're talking about today, even with food insecurities, we those things by providing jobs, opportunities. Some of us have messed up credit. Let's be transparent. We made some mistakes. So what do we do with those mistakes? Do we get penalized and we can't move on now? Or do we find solutions? We have to put people in office that are going to help you find solutions that's not going to cost. As they sit here on the board, $1 is needed to create change. You know, take out that dollar today and pledge for a change. I'm all about people over profits. That's my slogan. I live by it. I would die by it. I'm here as a community activist to say I will work with Nigel, Angel, and everyone else in the room, because at the end of the day, the only way to really make noise, create change, and find solutions is by working in unity. So thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Another thing I wanted to focus on was the black-owned businesses in our neighborhood. We got Patty Heaven. He just stepped out for a second to get some more patties. Come on. I'm going to let you introduce him. During my journey, this is something I keep running into over and over at every politician event. And we developed a great relationship, and he came and did this voluntarily for me. I called him. I said, I need you. Favor for a favor, you know I got you. And he said, I got you. So, let him introduce himself.
Good afternoon, Ganassi. Good afternoon. I'd like to thank all the organizations for being here today. Thank you for this opportunity. My name is Cato. I have a vegan-friendly, diabetic, kosher snow cone product. We want to give a healthier options to our community, to our schools, to our kids. So anytime you can find me in the community, you can reach out to me on Instagram. That is the number one, CATOSNOCONE. That is one Cato Snow Cone. Snow without the W. Alright? So thank you very much for this opportunity. You will see me within the community, any organizations. I'm ready to work with you guys. We give it a healthy, quality taste for our people. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for having us. My name is Tiffany. I'm with the NYCHA Tempo Lead Abatement Program. I'm here with my colleague Chris. It is such a vibe in here tonight. I can't wait to have a snow cone. But let me tell you quickly about the lead abatement program. So NYCHA is prioritizing CU6. That is children under 6 who live in a unit, who visit.
Can y'all minimize the noise, please? Someone is speaking.
Can you hear me in the back?
Yeah.
Okay. So children under 6 who live in the apartment or who regularly visit the apartment, or anyone who is pregnant in the apartment and the apartment has tested positive for having lead-based paint. So you would have already been tested, you would have gotten your results. If you have positive components, then you are eligible, and we encourage you to participate in the lead abatement program. So with the lead abatement program, temporary relocation to a hotel is a requirement, or to stay with family, because by EPA standards, and Chris will get into that, it is hazardous to stay in your home during the abatement process. Now we are partnering with Marriott's, Hilton's, Holiday Inns, nice hotels. We're finding pet-friendly hotels because your pets cannot stay. It's not safe for them to stay during the abatement as well. And NYCHA is also providing a gift card to assist with meals. So anybody who's on the lease, it will give you a per diem, per day, per meal for your family, and transportation. It's $50 for transportation to get to the hotel on check-in and back home on check-out. We'll be over here. I would love to talk to you more. to inquire on whether or not you have that, and if you do, they can talk to you more about the process. I'm going to let Chris talk a little more about the details.
Thank you. A couple of quick things, and thanks to the President and the previous speakers. I had an opportunity to talk to a lot of folks while we were kind of waiting out and out front, and a very, very good conversation with Frank, feedback from a lot of folks. A couple of things I want to emphasize about this program, especially in the context of what I heard a lot of folks before us say. I've been doing this work for 30 years, and you guys have experienced it for 30 years, since 1992, when Local Law 1 came out about lead paint, and you've had so many false starts and stops, and so many people have been in and out of your apartments, testing and retesting over and over again. It's a very frustrating process. But a couple of things that are important to distinguish what we're talking about tonight versus your experience. First, this is a very, very high-profile project with the mayor's office. And number two, the Healthy Homes Unit for the Housing Authority has to report to the federal government cyclically on the progress on this program. That is to say, they're under federal consent order to remove all the lead paint in your apartments. Tiffany mentioned CU6, right? Those are apartments with children under age 6. These are a priority, and she encourages you to enroll in the program. Something I'll point out to you folks, this is an opt-in program. So while the authority is obligated to remove all the paint everywhere in the next 10 years, they're doing it with a very soft touch. We want your consent based on the timing that works for you. So no one's going to call you up, you're going to hear from Tiffany or folks, they're going to call you up and ask about when you want to move, if you want to move. The timing is entirely up to you. But it's important to note that while we're prioritizing apartments with children under 6, a couple of things, which I want you kids here tonight. There are no safe levels of lead exposure to kids under 6. It is serious business. And we've also communicated to the Director of Healthy Homes that lead exposure is in the same for everybody, including adults and seniors. We're embracing everybody who wants to participate in the program to get their apartments abated. In the interim, because this came up with previous town halls that I've been at, it's important, it's a real hazard, it's a real thing that we should address, and finally the authority is going to do it. We don't want to create a sense of alarm. It is a serious thing, so we strongly encourage you to opt into the program, and if you, in the interim between now and the time your apartments are abated, please clean frequently. It was part of the notice when you were told you had lead paint in your apartments. They're talking about what you can do, right? Try not to sweep, try not to vacuum as much. Wet mopping is really, really good to kind of keep those hazards under control. Last thing, and this is really important to us, and the representatives from Healthy Homes is, the more residents from this development who opt into this program, the better the outcome is to getting it done and making this really what could be a showcase for all the other developments where people are opting in and it's very slow and it's very minimal. The more people opt in, we get to distinguish Brooklyn houses from some of the other developments where it's been a little bit less interest than we hoped for. But more importantly, it's going to demonstrate how well a program like this now, for the first time, it's the very first time a program like this being done. The more opt-ins we have in a very short period of time, we'll be able to demonstrate how well it can work and get this situation addressed quickly. And the timing of it is good, in my estimation, because it's summertime. And there's a lot of issues with kids and school, and we relocate people to, who have children to the same apartments for transportation and school purposes. But now the summer's here, we're in good shape. So we're going to be over here. We welcome any questions you have.
Thank you, I appreciate it. Any questions you have, guys? Thank you.
Hello, good evening, everyone. My name is Yasmin. I work with Canva. Yes, so we have a lot of programs. So the one that I'm presenting today is the one that I'm a part of. We are called Drive Down Diabetes, and we're here to lower the rates of diabetes in Brooklyn, right? We all want to live a very healthy and active life, and that's so important for our program's goal is to help with that. So within our program, we do diabetes counseling, nutrition counseling, Thank you. We're able to give away a lot of incentives. So throughout our program, we work with where you're at. So we want to understand your culture. We want to understand your backgrounds. What are your favorite foods? What foods can't you eat? What's going on with your medication? How's your A1C? So because of that, we start off with a baseline, and within that baseline, we ask a couple of questions just to get to know you as a whole. That's very important for us. So that way, throughout the program, everything is completely personalized. So it is completely free. It doesn't affect your insurance. We work with your providers. So if you would like for us to have communication with your doctor regarding anything, a lot of the times the doctors might say, hey, maybe you want some more information on nutrition education. That's something that we can provide for you completely free. If you are interested, I am located right in the back in front of the soda machine, so please feel free to come up. And happy Mother's Day too.
Hello everybody, my name is Deacon Gory. I go to the church right over here across the street, 10405 Glenwood Road. We are here to simply say we love you, right? One word that keeps repeating itself today is unity. When I hear unity, I hear love. We want to let you guys know today that we're here in support of Brother Dupree. He's doing an amazing job. Give him a round of applause. Not only a church, but we have programs. We have programs for the youth. I'm actually the youth ministry director. You can definitely come to see me. We have programs for mental health. We have a mental health program. Every Wednesday, you may have seen us. We are here from 12 to 1. We're serving food and giving away clothes to the community every single Wednesday. If you want to volunteer, if you want to support in any way, please reach out to us. We have a men's ministry, a women's ministry, and even a young adult ministry. We're here to cater at every single level. We're here to love. We have our website. If you want to keep in touch with us or contact us, you can do so at www.crown-ministries.org. Once again, that's www.crown-ministries.org. If you have any extra questions, I'll be off to the side. You can come talk to me. Thank you again.
Good evening. My name is Ralph Wilson. I work for Healthcare Choices New York. It is a healthcare center, community health center on Jamaica Avenue. And I'm here tonight. I only have one question for you. I'm here tonight because Nigel Dupree is very concerned about your sexual health. And I know some of you may dismiss that and say, I don't have a reason to be concerned about it. However, my program offers free rapid HIV testing. We're here because he saw the need for people to take control of their health. And you know, there may be people who this doesn't apply to, but I know that you know somebody, who could use this rapid HIV test, which takes about 2 minutes, and then you get your results in 15 minutes. If you don't know somebody, if you don't meet the person, and I've tested lots and lots of people who, legs are shaking, they're nervous about what's going on, they think they may have HIV. I tested a young man recently. He said, I told him, you don't have HIV, brother. He said, but I know I got something. Found out that his girlfriend, they weren't using condoms. So, stuff is out there. We've been talking about COVID for the past couple of years, but just please just keep in mind that he wants you to support you taking control of your sexual health. We will be coming on a regular basis if you would like us to and provide this free service among other services. So,
Hold on. We're about to get the food going. I apologize. There's a lot of people that wanted to talk to y'all. We're bringing a lot of information and a lot of health things to the community. So this is also a celebration. So we're going to get the celebration going, but I want to introduce a special lady that's going to continue to work with our community. Come on, Maureen. All right.
From the community
community members. Have you ever seen me here in the community? Have you seen me in the community? Huh? Rockaway Parkway, have you ever seen me on Rockaway Parkway? Wellness Wednesdays? Oh, I see a lot. Huh? By the bank, Wellness Wednesdays. The reason why I'm asking that is because I want to let you know that we are here. And as some of your members can testify, you'll see me at the bank on Wellness Wednesdays distributing food. Who am I? I'm with the Rockaway Parkway Merchants Corridor Association. We are a young organization. We are birthed out of COVID. Took us 3.5 years to arrive at this place. And what are some of the things that we are concerned about? We are not only concerned about selling retail goods and services to the community, but we are concerned about the environment. We're concerned about the food insecurity, and that's why for the past 16 months, we've been distributing food to the community in front of Rockaway Parkway. But we've also gone beyond that. We've created a resource fair. So all of the organizations that are here this evening, we're giving you an opportunity to network with us. We have Humana, we have Grow NYC. Grow NYC, you can bring your food scraps to Rockaway Parkway during Wellness Wednesday between 10 and 2 p.m. and you can drop your food scraps. And we are working with Lower East Side Ecology because we live in Canarsie, a place where we're able to then convert those food scraps into, this is vegetable, this is fruit scraps, tea bags, turn that into compost. We're about the environment, right? And we can take that compost and we can actually enrich our soils. How many of you actually got on March 1st seeds, herbs, and veggie packs so you can plant, right? We're very serious about that farm-to-table experience. How many of our children enjoy our end-of-school year party, right? We're here to build back better, stronger, and together. So you shop local, you dine local, you stay local, you play local. We want to give back. Everything that we are doing is free. F-R-E-E, free. Now we haven't had a merchant association here in Canarsie for decades. And over the past 3.5 years, all merchants organizing, coming together with community organizations, we've been able to amass, in terms of resources, over $300,000 worth to bring back to the community. And we're only 5 months old. Where was that money going for decades? It was not coming. And the reason why I'm saying that, there's so much more that can happen in our communities when we unite. Elected officials are not going to be able to put in the hands of community organizations who are not united, who are not a legal entity. And so I want to bring that message. Nigel and I met. Nigel has been an amazing support. There's so much that we have that we want to offer. I heard someone mention about financial literacy, or overall wellness. We had a community financial literacy event. We brought Chase in to one of our merchants. I'm so thankful that Patty Heaven is one of our newest merchants. Had their ribbon cutting a couple of weeks ago. We're so happy that we are cleaning up the streets. We are greening. You're going to be seeing more of that on the commercial corridors. We are looking at lighting, bringing back better, stronger, but how? How? Together. We've got to stick together. So Nigel, do you have 10 individuals here who wanted to become members? You have 10 tenants that wanted to become, do you have them? Here, at least 10 of them? There are 10 members that came to this meeting and wanted to become members of the Canada Home? You want to become a member? All right, come on a moment. No, it's okay. It's okay. How many? You? Three? How many? Do we have 7 more? 7 more. 7 more. So Nigel, I have $10 here. I have $10 here. Do we have 10 members? Where? I need 10. I need 10 persons. I'm already paying it forward. All right. Do we have 10? We are serious about what we're doing. 10 members. Awesome. All right. So now you have 10 additional members. That's how we want to build back. We want to build back better. All right? So all of our programming, Rockaway Parkway Merchants Corridor Association, we're on Facebook, we're on Instagram. What is coming up? All of the corridors, you're going to see activations. You're going to see public events. I'm sure you can hear some of our music events all the way down here in front of Capital One Bank. For our children, we're serious about literacy. Every time we had our April event, our Earth Day event, and what are we talking about? We want to make sure, so we partner with Brooklyn Book Bodega, who is on a mission to have every home that has children in it to have 100 books. All right? So to become a business owner, I'm representing the Merchants Association. We have to have our young people understand that they are able to read, and we want to provide that. There's free crochet at the library, the Canarsie Public Library, on a Saturday between 1 and 3:30. There's so many different resources. Anybody golf? There's free golf at Morris Cohen Park. There is a golfer who's there if you're willing to learn. All right? So all I'm asking you to do is allow me to be able to serve you. All right? So again, my name is Maureen Bass, Rockaway Parkway Merchants Corridor Association. Thank you for shopping, staying, dining, and playing local.
Thank you. You're going to be seeing our alcohol. We have a very close relationship. This is going to be Khadija, please come up. Let me let you know, Councilwoman Nikki Lucas just stepped in the building. Give it up, y'all. Come on. She's coming up next. Assembly Women Nikki Lucas just stepped in the building. Come on, Khadija. She's going next.
Thank you, Mike. Good evening, everyone. My name is Khadija. I am the Assistant Program Manager at CATOG Network. With some faces, we've been hitting the community with the community health workers. Where are you? Hello. We've been here more than 1 year, engaging with the residents here at Brookline, assisting them with the COVID vaccine, helping them to get vaccinated, and now we're doing a program that's called diabetes, where we come every week on Wednesday here at this place and bring some health professionals to talk about those health conditions. So next week we have our 3rd session on diabetes, and in the meantime we will table it outside in case we need any help with any services, with employment, any resources that you think we can help you with. Please come and talk to us. We have Crystal, which is Brookline. She's the ambassador of this program. We have Anna, Rory, and the rest of my team. They had to leave because it's late before. So make sure you stop by our table in the back to receive your $10 gift card for attending our first CA meeting with Nigel. Thank you so much.
I just would like for everyone to be more attentive to the speakers. I know there are children here. I know they become restless in an environment like this. I'm asking the parents to take them where they're serving the food and drinks. Please service them. And I just want everyone to be quiet while the speakers are presented. Thank you.
Introducing, if you don't know, Nikki Lucas.
Don't y'all be so excited about my presence here. Good evening to everyone. Good evening. We all alive, so we should be excited about having life, right? All right, so I'm Assemblywoman Nikki Lucas, and I represent East New York, a little bit of Brownsville, as well as Canarsie. And my office is located on 425 New Lots Avenue between New Jersey and Vermont. I have some business cards to make sure that I give out today for anyone who has any concerns or issues within the community. It doesn't matter what the issues are. If you have had some levels of frustration trying to get some assistance, if you've been calling folks' offices and nobody's been returning your call, please see me after this so that we can talk about some solutions. Is that okay with everybody? So I'm going to make it quick because I know y'all hot, y'all ready to get out of here, and I probably got about 1.5 minutes left. But I just wanted to give you an update on some of the things that we were able to accomplish in this budget that we just recently passed. One, we were able to increase the minimum wage. So it will go from $16 to $16.50 to $17 an hour. So that's where we're at within about a year and a half. We were also able to secure $1.4 billion for distressed hospitals. So that means the hospitals like Brookdale and our area. There was some concerns about just Medicaid increases for inpatient and outpatient. We were able to increase the inpatient, I want to say 7.5. I have it in my notes, but my battery's going down, so please forgive me, and about 6.5 for outpatient for Medicaid. So that is relevant to folks in here. We were also, which is extremely important to our community, able to increase the wages for home health care workers. So we were able to get something last year as well as this year in the budget, which is extremely important because those things are very important to our seniors and disabled within the community. Additionally, we have a 4% increase in cost of living wages because a lot of times we are paying higher rents and all types of other stuff, but there's no cost of living adjustments when it comes to these things. But we did achieve that in this year's budget. We were able to also, because we were fighting extremely hard, a lot of NYCHA residents came to Albany advocating for additional funds for ERAP. Because when they did the ERAP, they neglected NYCHA residents as well as those who were in Section 8. So we were able to force the governor work collectively, and we were able to secure $398 additional for ERAP, specifically for NYCHA and Section 8. Oh, million, 398 million. She said I forgot the last part. It's not $398, it's $398 million. So, remember the money that the government was giving out during the time when COVID was going on, and it was like a rental assistance program, emergency rental assistance program? That's what that is. But you heard a lot of folks getting those funds, but they neglected NYCHA residents and those that were on subsidy Section 8, right? So because of that, there was an increased amount of rent arrears that occurred directly as a result of the stress during COVID. So as a result of that, everybody else got their fair share, but they neglected the area. In this district alone, we had over $18 million and it came to rent arrears. So we were able to fight across the state for the $398 million to be able to secure that as well. So those things are important. Listen, y'all, let me tell you what's going to happen. I'm gonna give this information today. You're not gonna hear it. You're gonna miss out on your opportunities to access or apply for this type of funding. And then when everything's gone and said and done, you're gonna say, why didn't anyone share this information for me? Right? So, I'm sharing the information and folks are talking. Right? So even if you don't want it for yourself, at least keep it down for somebody else who wants to take advantage of it. Alright? Is that fair? That's a fair request. Alright. Now, additionally, one of the things that I worked on and we're still working on that's a priority to me is the Thomas Jefferson football field. Now that field has been condemned for about 4 or 5 years now, officially condemned. And it's been lightly used because of the condition over the past 10 to 15 years. So some of the things that I promised when campaigning was that this was going to be a priority because this is a direct link to the conditions of what our youth were going through. This was a point where people went, they took showers, they played sports, they did a lot of things, they met in a positive way. So that we had to make a real investment in what we were going to do with this field. So aside from fighting on the mayor and the chancellor and the governor, Congressman Hakeem Jeffries and myself, I think we were the key persons that actually advocated for the field. Not I think, I know. So, they came out finally, I can't remember the date, maybe about a month ago. They did a walkthrough and they committed to restoring that field, not with patchwork. They did a study. We're going to have a new field. They're going to do a groundbreaking within the end of this month, next month, the end of next month, and you'll see within a 6-month period a new field for the track and field, and they're continuing the study for the football field side. But that's going to take a lot longer because there's severe sewage issues on that end. I'm proposing, I'm over the top sometimes, but I'm proposing an indoor field so that our young people can use it all the time. Our community can use it all the time. Our seniors can use it all the time so that we can have access to that. But they have committed to investing in the entire thing, and we are doing it on a state, federal, and city level with the mayor, the Congress, the Senate, and the Assembly. And this was something that I am proud to take credit for because I have pounded and knocked down the doors, and you will see results with that very shortly. So, I feel like I'm forgetting a whole bunch of stuff. Did I forget the $500 million for the daycares? Right. So we've been really fighting really hard, but one of the things, I don't want to go to the state, to Albany, and do a bunch of bills that does not connect us to financial resources. We need resources. We need fiscal commitments in this community. And we haven't honestly seen that in over 20 years. And I want y'all to be real with that. I don't want you to support me or like me because I'm a likable person. I want you to support me because I'm an effective legislator and I'm effective at bringing in resources. And I'm going to say this again. We have not seen that level of investment in this community in over 20 years. And if you can't touch yourself or say to yourself, have I been affected positively by any elected official in this district, then you don't need to have them there. And on that note, Shout out to Chris Banks for City Council.
Thank you for everybody. Let me just say, Nikki Lucas, when I was running, I reached out to her. She gave me like 30 minutes, gave me great advice on how to be a leader and move forward. Usually when I reach out to someone in power, it's my advice. Anytime I come to the event, I volunteer. Like I said, we want to get the voters registration in here. We got to get the voters up so they can invest in our community more. Hold on. We did have a hat pageant. I did win, but I feel like an older senior gentleman won. So I ended up giving him my promise. But I definitely was one of the winners, right? Top lead, please let the seniors go first. Please let the seniors go first. Thank you for everybody coming out. This is a great moment for our committee. This is a great moment for the community. Thank you.
Before exiting, I'm going to ask everyone to be online. If you're being serviced with food, everyone will be serviced. Please maintain a line. Thank you.
Nice meeting you. Come by.
Yes. All right.
Huh? Rockwood, between London and Concord. Right by the island. Right across from McDonald's.
Mr. Bush, where are you? Mr. Bush? Can